coming off an impressive performance. Miles Smith on the left, and one of the great names in Buffalo bowling, John Masiello, is his challenger here on our third match of the day on this week's edition of Beat the Champ. Miles Smith going to start things off after the 279-257 win over Will Gerhardt Jr., a match that included 9 strikes in a row for Miles, and boy, he looked good and calm and confident. Let's see if that's going to continue. He just leaves the 10-pin.
The ball looked like it just pushed a little further down the lane. It might be getting just a little bit carried down, or that, or just didn't quite catch that at the release.
Yeah, it looked a little less steady at the line than he did.
I'm Paul Peck, joined as always by Sue Navoisky, and our special guest analyst here this week is PBA bowler Jack Jurek, providing some insight for us as Miles finishes off the spare. And we welcome our first chance to get a look at John Masiello. And as I mentioned, Jack, you probably bowled against him a couple of hundred times in your life, right?
Bowled against him many, many years, bowled with him in a lot of stuff. Johnny was a teammate of mine when back in the days of the World Team Challenge. So we've got a lot of history together. It's great to see him making the show. Yeah, we were very fortunate. We had Ben Palumbo was the director. Oh, that's a big error. Miles looked like he got a little soft on that shot.
You could see as soon as it left his hands, he didn't like it, and he almost he didn't swing it. He pushed it a little bit, right?
Yeah, that was just that's a case where you get a little out of time in the beginning, and you're trying to save the shot at the end, but it's not always easy.
So this fourth frame could be critical here. Let's see what Miles can pick up. He'll get 2 of them, but it'll be an open frame here. So the little dip down that we see at the beginning, what's the thinking behind that?
It's always been John's style. I think if you look back on any of our early shows back in the 90s, you might see that setup being a little bit lower. It's a little tougher to get down in that position like it used to be. But that was always, Johnny always was. He was a little bit more of a stalker to the line. He had that little crouch, and that's trouble.
Took a little double hop there, didn't it? Right off his hand.
So
another great, tight, competitive match here on Beat the Champ. It winds up being a 2-pin win for John Masiello over Miles Smith. And Miles, I feel bad for you. At 7 straight strikes, you just hit that sort of bump in the road in the middle of the match, right?
It just happens, I mean, I thought those 2 splits, I just tried to come back and recuperate from it, and just my ball did something weird to get those splits, but it's bowling, and I'm glad to be part of the show.
All right, well, good. You had a nice victory, and
John
I know we're going to see you coming back as well, too.
Absolutely.
John, no stranger to winning.
Yeah.
But must feel good to be here.
30 years.
I couldn't believe it.
I want everybody to stay tuned next time, because you're going to see the new kids on the block. The next show is an amazing show. So I want you guys to stick around and watch the new kids.
All right,
they're awesome.
But the old pros still got a place to go here too, though. So the old pro, John Masiello, will take on some of the new kids. That's going to be next week's, but we'll come back to wrap up this week's edition of Beat the Champ from here at Transit Lanes. We're back right after this.